Thank you very much, Scott, for joining us. Disappointing defeat. What's your take on the performance?
The difference from last week to this week, just huge. People said to me, listen, like, never get too high after a win, never get too low after a defeat, and I certainly won't. I think for probably 15-20 minutes I thought we moved the ball quite well. We were trying to obviously put into practice what we've been practicing all week in training, and it looked quite good at times. I think what we found today though is that when we lose the ball, when we're playing that shape, I think we're a little bit naive, a little bit spread, a little bit open. First goal in the game is huge. Obviously Ben's had a great header, hit the bar from the corner as well. But yeah, first goal just changes the whole game. I think that if we go and get the first goal, confidence is up, the tempo's up, the crowd are with us, even though they were for the whole 90 minutes. But yeah, it can be a different side of the game that obviously weren't able to achieve today, because I think the first goal was massive, and yeah, they obviously got it for a mistake. Wellesley's been brilliant for us all year, and he's put his hands up, he's held his hands up, but it's like you say, it's just disappointing because for 20 minutes I thought we were okay, but for 70 minutes after that we were powder puff, and the lads know that. I've just been in there and I spoke to them and said I'll kind of want to draw a line in the sand and never think about that performance ever again, because I don't think we need to dwell on it. We've got a tough game away at Ebbsfleet next week. Don't come more difficult than that. And if we're sort of down in the doldrums and I'm talking about all the mistakes that we made today as a team, then it's going to be really difficult. I want to be positive. I'm always a positive character. But like you say, going away from here today, I was so excited this morning, thinking, oh, just imagine if we did get 3 points, it'd be a great start. But yeah, listen, it's the other side of the coin today, and we've had a heavy defeat. But I learnt a lot in half an hour from playing, that maybe I might have to take a backward step. I'll be honest with you, I felt lost out there for half an hour. I couldn't really see the game from where I was, and a massive learning curve. I'm not saying that I'm glad that it's happened, but there's a lot that I can learn from it.
You conceded 3 goals in the first half. What was the reason behind so many goals in the first half?
Yeah, mistakes. Obviously, like I mentioned already, Wellesley knows that he's made a mistake. That doesn't define him. It doesn't make him a bad player. He's just made a mistake. Second one, we didn't clear the box quick enough. People were staying in. And then the third one, gone through the middle of the pitch. It's like you say, it's just soft goals. No one gives us goals like that. We've been saying about it all season that the goals we've conceded haven't been great. You don't mind it if you get cut open. Their fourth goal, for example, I thought was a brilliant goal, and I'll give them credit. We went and pressed the ball. They played round the press. But yeah, it's just once you're 3-0 down in a game in this league, you're going to do really well to get back into it. I heard people talking about Merthyr. Slough came back from 4-0 down and won 5-4 at half time a few years ago, and I didn't feel that today. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, I think Eastbourne are good at what they do. They've got a good team. But yeah, just so disappointed. I was so hopeful, really hopeful. But like I say, it's a massive learning curve. I've learnt a lot today. I said to the lads, I learnt more in probably half hour, 45 minutes than I've done in 15 years of being involved in football. So yeah, absolutely gutted, disappointed. But we've got to move on to next Saturday and get it right.
You made the first change in the first half when you've been replaced by Aaron Cool. What was the decision behind this? Was it just, like you said, you've been lost at the pitch?
Yeah, there was 2 things. My ankle's the size of Brazil at the moment. I got a kick, which isn't great. And listen, Cooley is obviously back fit now. He's one of our better players. He gets us on the ball, he gets us ticking. And I wanted to sort of be on the side of the pitch so I can maybe speak to people, organise, make some changes. And I thought it was the right thing to do. I'm not saying that I wanted to come off because I was playing really poorly or anything like that. It was more for the fact that I need to get a taste of what it's like being manager. So that's the reason why I did it. And I thought Cooley did well when he came on. He got on the ball, he got us ticking, but it was probably a couple of goals too late. 3-0 down, it's difficult for us to get back into the game. But yeah, listen, the boys tried second half. Our quality at times wasn't great, but it's like you say, I'm not a negative person. I'll never lose my rag as such. At half time, maybe I did a little bit, but I think it was deserved. But it's like you say, it's much easier to lose your rag if I hadn't played in it myself. So if I was stood on the side of the pitch and we're 3-0 down, I could probably go in there and say a few home truths. But I said, as I was part of it in the first half, it felt a little bit different. So I've learnt a lot today. Obviously people won't accept it, and I understand that. But But like you say, for my own development and things like that, it's a massive day of learning.
Yusuf Chantov played the whole second half. What's your take on his debut?
Yeah, it's difficult for him to come on in the situation that he came on. I don't think he got a lot of the ball. A couple of times he showed a little bit of power and pace. But I was going to say it's difficult to come on in the circumstances that he did. I'm sure that he's got a bright future. But it's like you say, I don't think anyone today can go away and think that they played well. I just said we put something up on the board before the game: be better than your opponent. Mistakes are acceptable, but it's how you react to them. Together stronger, all of these sort of things. Put 3 or 4 things on a board, and those 4 things just weren't there today. So no one can go away and say that they were better than the man opposite them today. I thought Eastbourne's 1 to 11 and their subs were better than our 1 to 11 and our subs. So yeah, that's the disappointing thing. I don't think not even 1 or 2 players can say that they had the better of their man, and when that happens, more often than not, you're going to lose the game.
Your next game is against top team in the league, Upslade away. A very tough game. What's your approach going to be to the next one?
Yeah, we need to go there and find a way to get a result from the game. If we go there and get a point, it's a massive point for us. We have to be realistic. If we go there and try and play them at their own game and be gung-ho, chances are we might get torn apart. So we need to come up with a game plan that will suit us, suit the personnel that we've got. Hopefully Guy Hollis will be back for that as well. He's obviously a massive part of our defence. So yeah, it's like you say, we'll set up a game plan, but listen, I'm one of the most positive people about. I don't like to be down in the doldrums, like I said earlier. I go home and I take my football home with me, and it probably takes me a few days to get over it, but now that me and Togs are leading the boys, we can't be like that. We can't be like that. We need to be positive. We need to get them upbeat, get them believing in themselves, because last Saturday they did. This Saturday they're probably not. But it's like you say, there's a lot of things that probably we need to work on. It's going to take time. The formation change that we've obviously put into place in the last couple of weeks, there's so many things that we need to learn, and sometimes the difficult part is you don't have time to learn in this league, especially when you're in a relegation battle, let's be honest. So that's the tricky part. So maybe it's getting the balance right between learning, looking pretty on the ball and being expansive, but at the same time maybe we need to do half and half and make it a little bit ugly at times, be harder to beat, be a little bit more robust. But hopefully we'll get the right recipe, start getting some results and hopefully climbing the league.